We're coming up to it now.
We're coming up, you're old 60.
Oh, no, no, don't go!
Oh,
no!
no!
Come on, Camry! Come on, Camry!
Hey guys, I'm Steven Elmer, and this is the TFL Truck Ike Gauntlet.
Hey Steve, but weren't you just at autoguide.com and offroad.com?
It's nice to see you too, Andre. So yeah, I was recently with autoguide.com and Off-Road, but now I've been brought onto the dream team here at TFL Truck. I'll be the Canadian Bureau Chief, covering the Canadian market for Canadian consumers and running a new thing called TFL Off-Road, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here, but also we have Mr. Truck here.
Of course.
Yes, and today on the Ike Gauntlet we have the Nissan Titan, the regular half-ton, and the Nissan Armada.
So the powertrain here in both of these Nissans is a 5.6 liter V8 making 390 horsepower and 394 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. Now both engines are hooked to a 7-speed automatic transmission, and really the only difference is the plastic engine cover on top.
For this test, we're loading our CM Trailers Cargo Mate to 7,000 pounds of total weight. And to do that, I actually have to remove some weight because we've been using this trailer with a heavy-duty truck. Watch out! Let's move up! Well, let's measure the squat of the suspension. The Armada actually has air shock helpers to raise it up a little bit, but this is exactly 3 feet off the ground. So let's load the trailer and see how much these trucks squat. Well, let's go up. Well, we're going 50 miles an hour.
Well, good. We're ready to pop out of the tunnel.
Yep, this is the downhill in the Armada. And this is an 8-mile stretch of highway, basically the Ike Gauntlet, 7% grade. So some of the pickup trucks do 10 brake applications on the way down.
Yeah. And some do one. We've had one expedition do one.
Do one, yes.
It's amazing.
So I hit 60 miles an hour, so I have to use my brakes.
There's one brake application.
So Steve, can you count our brakes application? That was one.
Absolutely, that's one. So now you bring her down to 50, right?
Yeah, we're at 50 now, and it actually did downshift.
Okay.
So there is a little bit of grade shifting happening here.
That's good. We need that.
So when Nissan redesigned the Titan, they put an integrated trailer brake controller right into the dash. Unfortunately, the Armada has no such thing, and we do have an aftermarket controller here, but let me show you what's wrong with it. When you climb in, you almost hit your knee on it because it's so low here, and then the worst part is when you go to adjust it, you're digging down here for it. You can't really see it. It's just not a great position. It'd be nice to have a brake controller in this SUV for sure.
SUV or pickup truck.
Yeah.
Right, these have a lot in common. I mean, it's not really the same frame,
Yeah, different platform, same engine.
but same engine, same transmission,
Same axle.
same rear end ratio.
Okay.
But we have an independent rear suspension here versus a solid axle in the truck. And we're kind of maxed out because, you know, the payload on the Armada is actually a little bit higher than the Titan, this Pro 4X. We're just about 1,550 pounds of payload here. And with the 3 of us and the tongue weight, we're basically hitting that max.
Well, there's our water tote. As you just saw the water tote, we have our E-Track on the floor. We use that to tie vehicles down, to tie water totes down. We have this trailer weighted up to 7,000 pounds. This is a CM Cargo Mate. We partner with CM to use this trailer for our test. This is our main test trailer actually. And it's 8 feet wide, 20 feet long. Dual axles. It makes a great trailer. It gives us a lot of wind resistance, so it's actually the ideal thing to test truck to truck. Or in this case, truck to SUV.
we're flattening out. You see how it's kind of, the grade is becoming more gentle?
Yeah.
And the speed is holding now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It really is. Okay, so nine brake applications.
9 brake applications. All right, boys, see these lights?
Yep.
Steve, this is the start of the gauntlet uphill. I'm going to reset the fuel economy now.
Okay.
Timer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got to 60 pretty fast.
It's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad for 7,000 pound load on the back end. So this is a Gen Y adjustable hitch. They partner with us and we use all their hitches. And this also has their weight distributing hitch. So it works a lot like a wheelbarrow. You use these arms, spring arms, trunnion arms, and these snap into place. And I'm going to use the jack to get pressure on the hitch so that it takes the pressure off the spring arms. There we go. Think of it a wheelbarrow, the arms on a wheelbarrow, you're lifting it up. And that is what we're doing here. We're lifting it up, which lifts up the truck and the trailer at the hitch. So it distributes the weight all the way through the frame of the truck. And what's interesting about this is a leaf spring suspension. On the Armada, it's a rear air suspension and it's independent. So that's why you really want to be specific when you hit your weight distributing hitch on the Armada, because that Elvis pelvis action from independent suspension can make it go crazy. So you want a nice tight spring arm.
Okay, boys, I'm picking up speed. I'm almost at 60.
The fastest time is always done when we can stay at 60 most of the way, and only a few vehicles can do that.
And this is the toughest area. We're going to an elevation of 11,158 feet. We have about 33% less air density at this altitude. So people struggle walking, breathing, and engines struggle breathing.
For sure.
Oh, there it is. It shifted.
Did it do it at 3,000?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I didn't touch it. I didn't pump my foot. We always measure on both sides. 34 inches here, 34 and a half on the other side, and we were at 36 unloaded. So that's about 1 3/4 inch squat, which is under 2 inches, which is actually not bad if you think about inches, but when you look at the truck, it still looks like it's squatting down a little bit. Nissan is not telling me which gear I'm in, so I have to kind of trust that it's doing its thing.
Yeah.
Like Ford tells you which gear you're in.
And so does Ram. Ram does that too. It's so cool when you're really wanting to know what your truck's doing to be able to see what gear it's in.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the exact situation you want to know what it's doing at all times, right? When it's under a load like this, under stress.
But yeah,
I'll
right
tell you
here.
when to stop it. It's coming up in by the second light, with the green light up there.
Okay, green light, 10-4.
A little bit of a hill right before the tunnel.
Okay, and timer stops now.
Boom.
Okay.
We got a 8:19:07.
Okay, and
Well, that's not
3.9
bad.
mpg.
Yeah,
3.9.
Yeah, so about 4 mpg is what you would expect.
Yeah.
So we could not maintain speed limit for the entirety of the truck. Was just having a little trouble shifting, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so running up the hill in the Armada, I might have made just a little mistake.
What?
It happens sometimes. It's only my first day, okay? So we're going back through the footage now to make sure we can find out exactly how late I started the timer,
Okay.
and then we can add that time back on.
Okay, so I
what
got
do
the
you
video
see?
pulled up here. You started you did not start the timer.
Yes.
At 22 seconds
Okay.
into the footage. I can see it right here. And then you actually started it at 42 seconds, so that's
Exactly
20
seconds later.
Yes.
And the timer read an 8:19, so you add them up, it was an 8:39 on the Armada running up the hill.
Well, let's do the Titan now and see how it does.
Exactly.
So on both sides, 39 inches on the Titan, empty. Let's see how much it squats with the load. "37 inches loaded," so actually a little bit more squat from the Titan than in the Armada, but this truck has a rake when it's empty, so I loaded, it actually looks level.
Now it's time to head downhill on this Titan.
Yeah, let's see how it does.
Tow haul mode on. We're going to go out to tow at 50 miles an hour.
Right.
Using the same engine as the Armada, the 5.6 endurance engine, 7-speed automatic.
I think it's safe to say right off the bat, before we start heading down, you can feel the ride difference in this thing.
Immediately.
Right. It bounces a little more.
Solid rear axle and leafs in the back. Yeah, it's got a bit more bounce to it. A little stiffer back here for me. But Armada had a really nice, cushy ride to it.
The Armada is actually fully loaded. That's a Platinum Reserve.
Yeah.
What, around $67,000 for that one?
That's true.
And it's loaded up.
This one is around $54,000 with all the goodies as well.
Yeah. So now what's interesting, and I tell people this a lot of times, and Americans who don't believe me, is in Canada, vehicles are all more expensive. So Armada Platinum Reserve actually starts at $75,000 without options, and you can still
Is that Canadian dollars?
That's Canadian dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, so about
That's
30%,
75,000
right.
Canadian dollars. Yeah. And then if you want to get into a Pro 4X, this truck in Canada, you're starting at about $57,800. So like you already saw, if you're planning to tow with that Armada, you're gonna have to get some type of aftermarket mirror solution because there just are no tow mirrors available on that SUV. Now here on our Titan, we actually do have some pretty nice mirrors. You know, they're quite wide. You get this convex mirror in the bottom so you can see directly beside you. All your blind spots are taken care of. And then, you know, something I really like actually is the fact that they're manually adjustable. So you got a wide trailer back there, you can pull your mirror out. Now you might know that Ford has a very similar mirror, but their mirrors are powered. Now that is very convenient. You're in the truck, you just send the mirrors on out, but I'm always worried something's gonna break. This is just simple and it's always gonna work. See, this is why you want proper mirrors, so you don't gotta worry about stupid little safety cables like that.
Yes, Armada did 9 brake applications on the way down, but I felt safe. You know, I didn't feel like it was a runaway train.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The longer the wheelbase, usually in a tow vehicle, the more stable the vehicle is.
That's true. That's
right?
true.
So in the Titan, the wheelbase is 139.8 inches, about 140. And in the Armada, the wheelbase is 121. So you're talking about almost 19 inches of difference, which is like a foot and a half.
Pretty close. It's heading right at 59.
Well, this is our kind of a stop
point right here.
where we stop measuring.
So perfect tie, 9 brake applications for both.
All right,
Well, it is the same powertrain, I guess. So what could you expect differently, right?
well, let's see how it does on the way up.
Yeah, we'll see if we can beat it by 1/10 of a second or something.
So another neat feature on this Titan, and not the Armada, is the trailer light check feature. So it allows me to use the key fob and hit the lock button twice and then hold it down, and it'll cycle through all the trailer lights. So left signal, then right signal, and then brake. So I can check my lights all by myself, no companion needed, just like this. There's the left signal. There's the right signal. There's the brake lights. And then the truck honks once to let you know it's all done.
Okay, so we'll do the same procedure, same place, 8-mile run.
Close.
Are we going?
Go.
Go.
Timer's running.
Here.
We're coming up. We're coming up to it now.
Coming up, your old 60.
Oh no! Don't go!
Oh, no!
Come on, Camry. Come on,
Okay, go, go, go!
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Push him up.
I'm
Push him
trying.
up.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, kick it. And
Now.
we're done. That is an 8:26.88.
Even with a little slowdown.
Yeah, that's an 8:26.
Oh, this is a kick-ass truck. Let me
So
tell
we
you.
lost a few seconds there.
We lost a few seconds there, but that was the exact same thing the Armada did there.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 3.9. Exactly.
Look at that. I
the same.
whipped its butt. I whipped your butt.
The maximum points a truck can get is 100. On the way downhill, we're counting brake applications. Every brake application is minus a point. On the way up, there are 2 benchmarks. 8-minute run up the mountain and 6 mpg according to the computer. Every 5 seconds over the time of 8 minutes, minus a point. Every 0.2 mpg less than 6 mpgs, also minus a point. Finally, 25 points maximum for the subjective score. We average the scores from all the reviewers and come up with a final score for every truck. You ready for the scores, guys?
Yeah, let's hear it, man.
The Armada scored 64.5 points.
Okay, not bad.
Not too bad. But the Titan scored 80.5 points.
Holy cow!
Can you believe it? Well, we cannot compare that score to other trucks we've tested because we towed less weight today with a pickup truck. But if it was your money, which one would you pick?
Yeah, I mean, quite simply, if it's about hauling people and overall comfort, it's gotta be the SUV, but this was about towing, and the brain in that Titan is just so smart, it knows what gear to be in. I'm taking the truck for sure. How about you, Ken?
Well, if I was a soccer mom, I'd go with the Armada. It's nice and quiet, holds kids. But no, I'm not a soccer mom. I want the truck. It shifted right, it towed well, kept the RPMs up. I like the Titan.
There you have it. Another Titan Trials episode is in the books. Go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews.
Hey guys, meet our newest addition, Stephen Elmer, and Stephen is from Canada. Steve, what are you going to be doing for TFL?
So I'm going to be covering the Canadian pickup truck market for Canadian consumers, and then of course running TFL off-road. And we're basically going to test everything that goes off-road that isn't a pickup truck. So it can be an ATV, a snowmobile, a dirt bike, a side-by-side, of course.
Hey, I hear up in Canada you guys do things a little bit different. You do now. In other words, use the front wheels.
Well, you know, it's not backwards burnouts, they're metric burnouts. There's a big difference.
Be sure to stay tuned for that.